begin this press conference. Unfortunately, about a night or two ago, the DA's office had an accident with Mr. Stan Ivanov, so I would like to start this press conference with a moment of silence, please. Thank you for that moment of silence, my friend.
That was a great moment of silence, sir.
Obviously, I've got some information that I'm going to give to all of you. I'm going to try to make it as quick and as painless as possible to get the rest of you great citizens back to doing your daily jobs. As you guys are aware, we are in a bit of a recession at the moment. Unfortunately, with the recent attack of artificial intelligence, many things have been disrupted, such as our economy, many of our businesses. But I must say the numbers are starting to slowly improve, and that is thanks to all of the hardworking citizens of Los Santos. So I must say to you all, thank you for everything you do. Keep up the great work, because together we can do this, okay? Next up, I will give the microphone to my great friend, Chairman Jasper. He is actually the chairman of the Elections Committee and has got some important information and dates for you all.
All right, so we will be having elections, starting off with the sheriff elections, for which nominations will be starting off now, and we'll be closing off at noon, or the noon tsunami, midday tsunami of the 2nd, March 2nd. And the polls will be opening at 3 or the 5th, and then closing 2 days later there. We'll be doing same thing with mayor the week afterwards, and then city council the week after that. Granted that nothing happens with the first two that proves that the plan we're going with won't work. People who are going for nominations as sheriff, you have to be an active member of law enforcement before you apply. There's not really much in the way of a mayor. You want to make sure that you have a clean criminal record, whatnot. Same with city council. You should expect, if you apply for a nomination or nominate yourself for any of these elections, that there will be a debate on the Friday of that week. I don't have the exact hard numbers. We'll be releasing the exact calendar.
The debates will be March 3rd and then March 2nd.
There you go. Riley, my co-chairperson, probably has a calendar in front of her and can actually speak legibly about these. Got it in my head in a different part. But bam, that should be the any questions about the elections?
Beautiful.
Quick question. Chester Bedingfield, Weasel News. Where will people be able to vote once that opens up?
Oh, great question. Great question. It's all occurring at the city hall. There's a fella there hanging out in the back. He will take the nomination. If you'd like to run, you go up to him, you talk to him, and then when we vote, you walk in through the doors. At least this has been the process in previous elections. Might shift a little bit, but we'll definitely keep you public educated. But it all happens here. We'll have the signage for it, and there's a little kiosk you go to, and your vote is private. Nobody sees it. Nobody knows who you voted for. Foundation of our goddamn democracy right there. Private ballot. And, yeah, you'll have, at least I believe, 24 hours, maybe longer than that. Probably about 48 hours to cast your vote.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Of course. Thank you.
Please, I'll do whatever you ask. I told you, I can pay you next week.
Nah, that's not good enough. We know you'd skip town. You're done for unless you can get us the money you owe us today.
And we want it in straight cash. Don't offer us no bullshit.
Okay. I've got some old family jewelry. My grandma's got some necklaces. I can sell them at North Pond. They have the best prices. If you just take me down to Postal 675, I can sell them and get you the money.
Here you go, ma'am. This should pay off your debt.
Thank you, North Pond employee. You just saved my life.
Moving on, I do want to let the citizens of the city know that there has been some changes in law enforcement. Some of you may already be aware, some of you may not be aware, but there was a change in leadership in the upper echelon for the Los Santos Police Department. We actually have, I believe, the assistant chief here with us. I'm unsure if the chief is here himself, but the new chief of police is going to be Mr. Hart, and the assistant chief of police is going to be Mr. Rico. Many of you probably are aware of these individuals already. You've spoken to them, you've interacted with them, and honestly, they are really good at what they do, and I'm confident they are the people for the job to take our LSPD to better lengths. So at the end, near the end of the press conference, Mr. Rico and Mr. Hart, if he's available, will be open and available for questions, should any have any. Continuously moving on, I would just like to let you all know I will not be seeking re-election. I've campaigned on what I said I was going to do, and I'm proud where we are, and I wish the next individuals the best of luck. I'll be sad to leave, but I know that it'll be in good hands. The last thing that I will say is more so of a warning for the rest of the citizens of Los Santos. There will be individuals that will run for the mayor office. Individuals who do not have your rights, your interests to the best of their heart. So I encourage you to do your homework, to research the individuals that you vote for, because not all of them have the good intentions that a mayor should have. Some of them may tell you that they want to start government agencies to spy on the people, and that is just something that is unacceptable. It's something that I've had conversations of numerous times with this potential candidate for mayor, and it is something that I have turned down, myself and city council included. We've said no to this many times due to the fallacies of this idea. More comical of anything, but I want you all to pay attention to the debates. I want you to listen to the verbiage individuals use, and I want you to make educated votes. Okay, this city is too great to be in the hands of an individual who wants to spy on its own people and keep files on its own people. It's despicable, it's unacceptable, and it's not fit for a future mayor. So when you vote, make sure you vote correctly.
Oh, man. Holy shit, I hit the jackpot.
Hey, sir, what is that in your hands? It's really shiny.
It's mine. I found me a couple diamond rings.
Oh, wow. I mean, do you mind if I, give you a couple of hundred just to take it off your hands?
You might dress nice, but you're not fooling me. I'd rather cut out the middleman and go straight to North Pond over at Postal 675. They guarantee the best prices in town.
Well, since you put it that way, maybe I should head down there with you because I need to find out how much I can get for selling my ex-wife's ring.
Sure, let's go.
Oh, perfect.
Go ahead and open up questions now for the chief and the assistant chief if they are available to do so. And then after that, we will do questions for myself and city council, and then we will conclude this press conference. So nice and simple, easy and short. But if anyone has any questions for LSPD, please do so. Ask now, please.
Yes.
All right.
Sorry, quick question.
Yes.
Chester Bedingfield, Weasel News again. My question is, so Rico and Hart, what kind of specific changes do you have in mind, if you could elaborate on that, now that you've taken your position?
Well, as for specifics, there's a handful of things that we're changing. It would be too many to get into. But moving past the Mike Law era of PD, I can tell you that we are committed to continuing the hard work to keep our community safe and uphold the laws that we have in place. Our officers continually put themselves in harm's way to protect others, and they work long hours, often at odd times to do so. They're tasked with handling difficult situations from traffic accidents to violent crimes, and they make quick decisions in high-pressure environments. And I can say, while there may be occasional misconduct by some officers, It's important to remember that the vast majority of LSPD's law enforcement officials are honest, hardworking individuals who are committed to serving and protecting this community. It's important that we show our appreciation for their service and support them in their efforts to maintain public safety.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Beautiful. Thank you for the question, Chester. Does anyone else have any questions, comments, concerns while Mr. Rico is here with us right now?
What are the plans for LSPD causing a lot of friction between the departments, especially EMS and FD?
Well, we try to mitigate that as much as possible. We want to work well with all the other agencies. We're trying our best to build better working relationships with the other agencies. It's just all a matter of how receptive these other agencies are of our attempts to try and work together in a professional manner. But it's something that we are working towards. We definitely want to be on the same page and working well with all the agencies.
Another
Wonderful.
question for you, Rico. So are any of the core systems when it comes to punishing officer misconduct going to be reestablished or changed now that you're in charge?
That would be a good question for Chief David Hart here.
Hello. Turn that.
Hello, Chester.
Hello, how's it
You
going?
might want to repeat the question for him. I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah, I did not.
Yeah, absolutely. So my question is, are any of the systems when it comes to punishing officer misconduct going to be reestablished or changed now that you're in charge?
Yeah. So before we had a very lackluster punishment system for officers. Just today, we worked with the commissioners and other agencies to develop a strike and punishments guideline that all of
Can you speak a little louder?
Yes, I'm so sorry. So today we developed, with the help of our commissioners and other agencies, a strikes and punishments guidelines, so we can work together with SAIL to make sure that all officers, not just the LSPD, are being punished for the wrongdoings, not only for departmental policy, but as well as against the people like you out there watching today.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, I got a question there, officer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there going to be reparations for people who keep popping their tires on the spike strips that get left around the city?
That is something that we'll have to look into. The spike strips being left is sometimes a not an everybody issue. I think it has to do with the spike strips themselves. We're trying to work our way away from them because of this reason.
Another question for you, David Hart. Can you just elaborate on like the main difference between how you will run things compared to your predecessor, Mike Law?
Cooperation with all SAIL agencies is my number one priority. Developing a working relationship with all of the civilian businesses and the civilians themselves as to serve and protect the community is also a number one goal for us. We want to make sure that we're doing right by them, not right by us.
I appreciate it, sir. That's all the questions I have for you at the moment.
Hey, I'm Beckett Miller, owner of North Pawn Shop. We guarantee you the best prices in town and 100% satisfaction. Come up to Postal 675 and let's make a deal.
North Pawn, we offer the best prices in town.
We will move on to questioning for myself and City Council. If anybody has any questions for myself or for City Council, this will be the time to ask now.
Sure, I'll go ahead, Mayor. So
Sure.
after your retirement, do you plan on being in any sort of government capacity, maybe City Council or any type of role like that?
I don't believe so at this time. I think my hair tells the story of 1,000 tells. I came in here, I said what I was gonna do, I did what I was gonna say, and honestly, I think at this point, the city has seen the work that I've done, the work that we have done together. The people who did and didn't vote for me, I think we were able to compromise a lot and meet in the middle with a lot of things and tackle a lot of obstacles together with an understanding for humanity in itself. So I don't think so at this time, and I do believe moving forward I will enjoy a nice private life.
Sounds good. Thank you. Another
Thank you.
quick follow-up question. How do you feel like your administration and as well the city council can butt in on this? How do you guys feel like you've handled the recession with the city?
Does anyone, any counselor, want to take a whack at this one?
Yeah, we were attacked by a sentient AI that destroyed the economy of the entire city, entire goddamn government collapsed. And there was nothing in any of our debates, elections, any of our campaigns whatsoever that we addressed the issue of what we would do in the event that we were attacked by a sentient AI would wipe the economy. And we're not prepared. And I look forward to addressing that issue in the upcoming campaign. I would also like to know what others would do in the event that a sentient AI was to attack the city. But we're
Love
doing
you,
the best we
Jasper.
can. We issued the best, we did the best we could with the grants. We kind of got held up by the federal government. Nothing we could do on that. I'm sorry to every business owner in this city about that, but it was absolutely out of our hand. But we're going to rebuild this goddamn thing the best we can, stronger than it ever was. See more people here every day, more people flock in the city. It becomes more of a stronger, more beautiful place. And I'm glad to see it. And I think this goddamn thing just tested resolve, and I think in the end it fucked right off. Be absolutely honest with you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that answer. Appreciate it.
It was non-committal.
I second what Jasper said as well.
I think as citizens, the best thing you can do is vote in this upcoming election.
Yeah,
We've been
right.
looking at the numbers from last city council.
Speak up, please.
And oh. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Either way, just get out and vote. That's the best thing you can do.
That's basically what you're saying. Is it basically shows how you got to go down there and actually vote. This shit's gonna be important. We're rebuilding this city. You need to know you have the right people in the right hands. You need to actually listen to what's gonna go on. You need to participate and make sure your voice is heard. Important people in this city help to rebuild. That's the first step.
That's right. All right. Any more pressing questions, comments, concerns, again, for myself or any of city council at this time, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, sir. I have one. Sergeant of Fire Department, what are y'all going to be doing about the crisis with EMS? There's plenty of times fire departments out there picking everybody up, doing their job, and Nancy's the one taking care of them. Many times people just standing around, sitting around in the lobby of, pillbox, doing nothing, sitting on their phones, joking around. Ain't nobody getting cared for. What y'all going to be doing about that?
Leslie, you want to take this one?
So your main concern is EMS just kind of paycheck farming?
The lack of EMS, for sure, definitely. I've heard it on many, many, many calls. I've picked up so many people. It's crazy.
Well, half the time EMS, when they are clocked in, the main concern is that we honestly just sit there because everybody gets taken to us. And I've tried to get it changed multiple times, with carrying people and having people bring them to us instead of, I wanted people to just 311, like just call us. But, it's hard to get that message relayed. So it's like when we respond to Sandy or Polito, it's hard when there's 2 or 3 of us and then we get there and then the people leave. It's frustrating. So then half the time we just stay at the hospital or, we tweet at them saying that we're on our way.
I can understand.
I mean, the EMS that stay at the hospital and, paycheck farm, you can report it to me and I'll take care of it. But from what I've seen personally, they respond to every person that walks in. If fire needs help, we're on radio with them. I mean, the dispatch with PD is kind of a shit show. Because I think both departments are on 2 different channels, if I'm not mistaken. So it's kind of, lack of communication with, I think, all 3 departments.
All right, my friend, I think you were a sergeant of the fire department. Did you Have any follow-ups or anything for Miss Leslie?
No, I can get with her later. I was a former director of emergency services in my last city for 4 years. I can speak with her about ideas of how to improve.
All right. Thank you very much, my friend. Anybody else? Questions, comments, concerns?
Who was that that was speaking?
Sergeant of Fire Department.
What was your name, my friend?
Iric Wraithblade, sir.
Very good. All right. Did you hear that, Governor?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. All right. Anyone else? Questions, comments, concerns? While you have all of us here.
Last question, just generally for council. Are you guys expecting anybody to voluntarily step down, or are we expecting any big changes with who we have on council after this election?
I will be stepping down. I will not be making my way back. I think everyone else is gonna try to run again. Is that right?
Yeah.
Honestly, I would.
It's a
Whispering
day by
again.
day.
Yeah. So, right. Right. So for those individuals who do plan on rerunning for re-election, they will have their proper time to campaign. Unfortunately, they can't talk too much about it at this time because campaigning laws, election laws, that type of thing. But I can say that the anticipation is, no matter what happens, a smooth transition of power is guaranteed, alongside a very smooth transition of people should that occur. So if anyone is ever worried about consistency or anything of that nature, we can promise you a smooth transition of power without a doubt.
I probably should say that, actually. The elections for the mayor and the city council will be had this month, and it's for a city government that will be sat on the 1st of the next month, or that 1st of April. So there will be a transition period where we'll be able to share information, be able to speak with each other. So yes, there will be a smooth transition of power regardless of the outcome of this.
Correct.
All right, I appreciate that
bless
information.
America.
God bless America.
Thank you for that question. God bless America. All right. Well, unless there's anybody else, without further ado, thank you all for your time, your efforts, your commitment here to this city. We are only as strong as one another, so I do compliment each and every one of you and commend you for waking up every day, going to work. You're on the hustle. You're the reason that we are able to build a better future for this city. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I leave you. Thank you. Good night, and God bless America.
Weasel Productions.